It's that magical time of day when we come together for a special bedtime story. But before we begin our adventure, let's take a moment to get comfy. Find your coziest spot, snuggle up under your warm blankets, and take a few deep, relaxing breaths. Close your eyes for just a moment and let go of all the busyness of the day. Are you ready? Take one more deep breath, and let's dive into the fascinating world of our bedtime story. It's time to let your imagination soar. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a king and queen who longed for a child. After many years of waiting, their wish was finally granted. A beautiful baby girl was born. They named her Aurora. To celebrate her birth, the king and queen hosted a grand christening ceremony and invited nobility from all the land. Among the guests were 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. After Aurora was blessed by the kingdom's archbishop, each fairy stepped forward to bestow a gift upon the child. Flora gifted her with beauty, while Fauna granted her the gift of song. Before Merryweather could present her gift, an evil fairy named Maleficent appeared. Furious at not being invited, Maleficent cursed the princess. On her 16th birthday, Aurora would prick her finger on a spinning wheel's spindle and die. The 3rd fairy, who had yet to give her blessing, altered the curse so that instead of death, Aurora would fall into a deep sleep until true love's kiss awoke her. To protect their daughter, the king and queen ordered all spinning wheels in the kingdom destroyed. They also moved to a remote forest cottage and raised Aurora under the name Briar Rose. The years passed, and Aurora grew into a beautiful, charming, and musical teenager. She spent her days frolicking in the forest with her animal friends, particularly a trio of mice named Percy, Penny, and Primrose. The critters loved listening to Aurora sing. Her voice was sweeter than honey. On the eve of her 16th birthday, Aurora wandered through the forest until she came upon a tiny cottage. Feeling drawn to it, she ventured inside. This was the home of the 3 good fairies who were secretly watching over the princess. As Aurora explored the cottage, she was delighted to find a spinning wheel. Having never seen one before, she was curious and sat down to try it. She pricked her finger on the spindle and promptly fell into a deep, magical sleep. The fairies discovered Aurora and carried her back to the castle. They placed her on a bed in the highest tower chamber and cast a spell to make the entire kingdom fall asleep until Aurora awoke. Many years passed as the castle became overgrown with vines and thorns. One day, a handsome prince was out riding and heard rumors of a sleeping princess. He fought through the briars until he reached the castle. As he climbed the tower steps, his heart raced with excitement and longing. When the prince entered the chamber, he was awestruck by Aurora's beauty. He knelt and gently kissed her lips. At once, Aurora's eyes fluttered open. She gazed up into the smiling face of the prince, her true love. The spell was broken. Aurora and the prince joyfully descended the stairs to find the whole kingdom stirring back to life. A grand celebration was held where Aurora was reunited with her parents. There was much rejoicing and feasting. Percy, Penny, and Primrose were delighted to hear Aurora sing again. That very day, the prince asked King Stefan for Aurora's hand in marriage. With the king and queen's blessing, the happy couple were soon wed. Aurora and her prince lived happily ever after, ruling the kingdoms side by side for many prosperous years. And Aurora always made sure to listen to the wisdom of her devoted animal friends, for they knew her better than any human.